All right, so we got some pretty cool photos showing how the 105 Zimmer Mustang came to be born and created. These photos haven't really ever been seen. I, through the power of the internet, got in touch with the guy who actually made my car in Syracuse, New York, on behalf of Zimmer. Um, so, a little brief history lesson. The second owner of Zimmer had no relation to the first Zimmer who started the company and did all the 80s and 90s Zimmer vehicles, but he just bought the company because he had the same last name and he was a multimillionaire that liked to get into business and dabble and try out new things, and he was a car guy ultimately. So he said it'd be super cool to ride around in my own vehicle. So every single Mustang that was made through Zimmer was purchased brand new from Ford, from the factory, directly by Mr. Art Zimmer, who's done a few other business and stuff. And so, yeah, what we're going to look at today is the birth of my 105 Mustang and how it got to be what it is today, in my possession, luckily. So let's start with the beginning, right? So we have, excuse me, the 2011 Mustang Hero, right? There's a back end, nice looking chrome exhaust, titanium exhaust, cut in half. Yeah, just took it and sliced it on down the middle pretty much. And this is what you guys see a lot of today, and a lot of people are able to identify the Mustang from this section right here. And I'm not an auto body expert. I'm not going to pretend like I know, exactly what's going on here, but we're going to look at it together. Here's the front where that Coyote V8 would be. Yeah, it's missing a few things, huh? But let's keep going through it. So here's taking that front, removing all that extra stuff that we no longer need, and pushing it out this way. So yeah, so here's it starting to take place from this frame that they had done. So you can already tell there's a lot of work going into this. The guy who built my Mustang said build time was usually about 6 to 8 months. I believe it, right? Knowing how long it takes just to sometimes get that 10 millimeter screw up in there, right? And get it up, get just doing any sort of car work and stuff, right? It takes a lot of time, and when you're doing it to this extent, kind of gotta appreciate it. So let's go back to the back end, right? What's interesting is he said that a lot of the molds in fiberglass molds that were made are from the Zimmers of the 80s and 90s, right? And this is a 2011 Mustang, right? And he said that was a challenging bit and required a lot of intricate work on his behalf to take these 80s and 90s molds and then put it on a 2011 Mustang. And I don't blame him, right? He said there's a lot of things that he wanted to do and tell the company, like, hey, like, let's do this and that, but they didn't really listen to him. So arguably that's why the car looks like it does now. I would love to put some wider fenders on this car to make it look a little more neoclassical. But moving right along, you can see these are the stock Mustang wheels that came with it. That suspension is way out there now. We're rocking about, I forget the exact dimensions, but we're as long as an F-350 Super Duty. So, in fact, we're probably longer. No, I know we are longer with the metal bars that the metal bars that come out. Kind of push as a, I don't know what you call them, the grills. Whatever. So here's that back end starting to take that neoclassical shape. It's looking good. It's looking good. And here's that back panel again. Every vehicle, as you can already see, is supposed to come with these Zimmer wheels, which Mr. Zimmer was married to, I forget her first name, but her last name was Hendricks, as in Hendricks Motorsports. So he said that he thinks that these wheels, weren't made by them, but they came from them, right? Using a little bit of that car influence to get special pieces like this. So yeah, here's that back end really coming along. Okay, now we drop the engine back in, get all the wiring and the electrical stuff, and all the bits and bobs that go into the engine. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Yep, so we got the battery hanging out down there, coolant, all that fun stuff. Love the kind of vintage look from these 2011 photos. Here's those door panels and stuff starting to come together, which, as you probably know, what I had an issue with recently, but now have fixed, and all that good stuff. So now here's like that front end. Here's that front end really coming together, and I have a picture somewhere in here of the mold of the front end sitting separately. This was all one piece, and it was put together onto that frame that you saw previously. Another back end shot. So here's that mold that I was talking about, that fiberglass mold. Wow, really showing me if something on this breaks, that I am going to have some troubles, which is, it's good that I got that fixed when I did. So, side angle of that mold. And then yeah, here's it really coming together. Putting all those pieces together. Getting the cosmetic stuff in there. Curious how they did this extra wheel to fit into that circular spare tire spot. Yeah, I mean, this is, you're already seeing, you guys know what this looks like, right? So we're doing a lot of little cosmetic stuff, final touches. Here's it, and it's soon to be, it's about to give birth pretty much and enter the world as a Zimmer Mustang. Yeah, and then here's those other pieces I was really talking about. Trump got the bugles. Doesn't look like they put in the Dixie horn yet, but this big metal gate acts as a protector. And let me just say, look at how much of a difference there is between the original Mustang and the front end of the Mustang. Like, when I drive this Mustang, I feel really safe, because if I hit something, I know there's a lot of cushion between me and the car, and even if it crumples up, it's probably not going to get all the way to me, and unless I'm going really fast or flip over. So yeah, here's it leaving the shop and entering the world, soon to be bullied and abused and daily driven by a young person. I'm definitely the youngest Zimmer owner. Now we're backing up a little bit, right? Because these pictures were a little bit out of order, but even putting this front grill on here, this front metal grill, seems like it'd be a challenge, but maybe a fun challenge, So yeah, here's it in its final stages. So that's how you use the hood latch. Okay, interesting. Yeah, this hood is heavy. You can lift it up on your own, but it's definitely easier with two people, especially when you're putting it back down. If you got to use those back muscles pretty much to get that up. And then yeah, here's like its first day out. Here's it being done. Here's its final form. And then here's that grill I was talking about that slides into place into that front. So here's one of the other 5 that were made in 2011, and really just showing the two pieces of vehicle we got going on. We got one part, the Mustang, front part, we got the extended mag getting fit on there. And yeah, I just want to show another, obviously this one's red and went to a different customer, but yeah, and let's just bring it all back to what this thing started off. You guys know what 2011 Mustang GTs look like. And this one's kind of interesting because it's before all that extra cosmetic stuff was added here to the front end. And yeah, so let's look at these two pictures back to back, right? We have the Mustang, and then we have the Mustang, the Zimmer Mustang, the neoclassical Mustang. And of course, here's some clips of what it looks like today. Now I've got my hands on it. The few minor things I've done to it, still not done. I would love to do more to it, but we're gonna ease into that. So yeah, thanks for coming and checking out the little history lesson here, and you know, I felt like a proud dad looking at these for the first time, and
Recording
and
stopped.
it was and it was just cool to see, how this car came out, and how it started, the little steps along the way. And yeah, some of you guys are probably a lot more technical than I am and know a lot more about bodywork and stuff, so you can comment your thoughts and stuff like that. But yeah, this was cool. It was, real quick video today, just going through it together, looking at pictures, little history lesson. Yes, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.